This isn't just a sick combo from one of the most iconic melee sets of all time. It's also an example of how shielding mid-combo can actually help you get the next hit. In platform fighters, a lot of people see shield as being good for only one thing: defending yourself. But there's actually a lot of uses for shield offensively that top players use all the time. And I'm not just talking about power shields and shield drops. There's already a lot of content on YouTube about those techs. But not a lot of people talk about shield drop's cousin, the shield stop, where you just shield out of dash. In fact, the only guide I know on shield stops is the same one by Pew Pew U that I used to learn them years ago. So let's talk about why Axe shield stops here, Wizrobe shield stops as soon as he respawns, and why so many top players use shield stop to improve their combos, tech chases, edge guards, and neutral.
Both players playing so safe here.
Very few characters are blessed with an attack that comes out in one frame. But every character in Melee, Rivals, and P+ has a shield that quick. It may not have a hitbox like Shine, but that doesn't mean it's useless offensively. In fact, it's very strong. You see, it all comes down to momentum, or rather, the lack thereof momentum. Because when you shield out of dash, it immediately stops you, which might not seem like a big deal at first, but there are some things that you can just do better by being still, like jumping straight up, or just waiting in one place. Plus, being able to stop on a dime lets you do these pseudo pivots for choice aerial spacing. Let me show you what I mean. Ice hits Ginger with Bear and immediately dashes towards him while reacting to missed tech on the platform. At that point, he knows it's perfect conditions for a shield stop setup, because being under the center of the platform with his back to Ginger is the best position to bear him off stage. So he sets it up with a full-length dash or a foxtrot into another dash back shield. Now he can easily cover all of Ginger's get-up options, even roll right. If you want to do shield stops like you see the pros do in this video, you'll have to know how to really control your dash and how to foxtrot. A full-length dash, which any character can do, despite the name.
That's unbearable.
To do it, smash the stick left or right, and then let it reset to neutral. Notice how I said let it reset to neutral instead of reset it to neutral? If you listen to me foxtrot, you can hear my stick physically snap back to center after I take my thumb off of it. So I'm not sure how many other players use this technique, but it helps me with long dashes and foxtrots to be sure I don't hold the stick forward too long and get a slow turnaround. By taking my thumb off for the longer dashes and leaving it on for the shorter dashes, I get a controlled dynamic dash dance. You can hear the difference between the wide and the tight dashes. Leave a comment if you like controller ASMR. So to get Ice's shield stop Bear, you would dash left, reset the stick to neutral, dash left, right, shield, then jump and Bear. It's the same kind of pseudo pivot that Axe used to get this up air tail spike. Or Ginger to land Shine as close as he could to the top platform, then continue his combo with another shield stop to slightly reposition and stall while Ice falls into up air range. Sometimes doing the shield stop pivots unlock combos that are basically impossible without them, or regular pivots of course. Like how else would Axe finesse this tech chase, hitting Wizzy with the reverse hitbox of up air, keeping him on the platform while landing there himself to continue tech chasing. I love how after that he does another shield stop to get close to Wizrobe's get up attack. Speaking of Axe, him and the community in Arizona are well known for pioneering a method of shield drop where you buffer the stick left or right before the drop, often with shield stop.
Is dashing into a shield, so dash shield, because then, you press right and then you press shield and your shield's fully tilted, and then you roll your control stick down by one notch. So right now it's fully right, then you go down to down right. So yeah, that's kind of shield dropping 101.
Shield dropping without a buffer is challenging because bringing the stick from neutral to the gate can make you roll if done too quickly. But you don't always have the opportunity to buffer the stick with shield stop, so knowing how to tilt the stick in a controlled way is important. But keep in mind you can buffer the stick during shield stun and other forms of lag as well. I could go on about shield drop mechanics and strategy, But this video focuses on shield stop, so let's move on to some other challenges it can solve. For instance, has this ever happened to you when trying to grab ledge?
Embarrassing!
You can avoid a lot of that difficulty by jumping to ledge instead of wave dashing, and shield stop makes that easier. Whether you jump straight up and drift, or do a backflip out of shield. By the way, in Melee, you can actually drift further by doing backflip out of shield than you can doing it out of dash or run. To do the backflip, you hold back during jump squat. Afterwards, you can still drift forward or back to alter your trajectory. Conversely to the backflip, if you hold forward during jump squat, you jump further forward. Something to note, in P+ and Rivals you can use reverse aerial rush, or RAR, to jump backwards while keeping your momentum out of run. But you can't do it out of dash, so shield stop is still handy for grabbing ledge. And yeah, jumping to ledge isn't going to be as fast as wave dashing, but often, you have more time than you think. And you can still use shield stop for an easier wave dash to ledge. It takes less dexterity than turning in place. It can help you get a shallower wave dash angle, and it gives you some time to make sure you're ready for the input. Now, wave dashing out of shield can be a little tricky because you need the trigger to shield and to wave dash. So I suggest that you use both triggers. But there are some good players that only use one. Now, if you want to be an expert at shield stop, you have to know how to use it in neutral. For many characters, especially those with long and/or fast dash dances and good aerials, shield stopping into jump is a bread and butter zoning tool that allows you to linger in a threatening range with insane precision. Now remember, with shield stopping you can jump straight up, while dashing will take you forward when you jump, unless you backflip. Now why does jumping straight up matter? It's because platform fighters are all about controlling space, and jumping straight up allows you to pinpoint a position out of dash and to hold it down for the duration of the jump. Then when you incorporate drift to fine-tune your spacing, you can find yourself threading the needle. At that point, shield stop becomes so threatening that you can pull off sick tomahawks like Wizzy gets on Zane here. Okay, so to practice shield stop jumps, I recommend doing edge cancel aerials on platforms. Make sure to practice drifting forwards and backwards out of shield, shielding out of long dashes, short dashes, pseudo pivots, and don't forget your protein. Let's run that back, because this is important. Mixing and matching these components enables a huge variety of movement, so out of a neutral jump, drifting either forwards or backwards. Combine that with these three types of shield stop. A long dash, letting your dash linger as long as you can before shielding. A short dash, shielding as soon as you can after dashing. And shield pivots, which is a dash into a short back dash shield stop. That one's probably the best one, both to extend combos and enhance your spacing in neutral. And finally, don't forget your protein. Anyway, there's one more utility of shield I want to cover, and it's on a more zoomed out meta level. It's that as a one frame option, you can move so quickly in and out of shield, and you can use that to microspace in many creative ways. Look how Axe uses a hesitation, or like a stutter step here, to bait and punish Wizrobe's back air. 5 seconds later, he runs in with a shield stop feint to whiff punish for this grab. Then, after using shield stop jump to threaten Wizrobe, forcing him to land on stage, Axe shield stops into Wizrobe's pressure to clean the stock up with an up smash. Well, almost. Much of Axe's neutral game is built upon this shield stop bait and punish strategy. And it's not just a Pikachu thing. Here's NorCal's Mosquito with a smooth shield stop into wave dash jab. Teching in the corner is a scary spot to be in as Falco, but Mosquito uses a split second of action ability to both take space and prompt a down tilt from Marth. Then as soon as shield stun ends, she continues taking space and punishes Marth's relatively safe option of dash back. Having the wherewithal to vie for a better position in small windows like that makes all the difference. Sometimes that means turning around before you shield for a better out of shield option. In this clip of my Pikachu, I whiff F-tilt pretty badly and have to shield down air. However, I still have time to turn around before I shield and extend advantage with an up air. In melee, if you use light shield, you can be pushed off from pretty far away. Hey, did you notice I didn't have to jump, attack, or tech to get out of tumble here? That's a tech in melee rivals and P+ called Wiggle Out. It lets you avoid being tech chased and sucker punch your opponent for not knowing about it. I have a video all about it. On that note, I want to thank everyone that supported that video. It was my first one, and I did not expect it to have so much engagement. There are dozens of affirming comments, and I cannot express how much they mean to me. So again, thank you so much. And I'm gonna keep working hard to put out great content for y'all. The best thing you can do to support my channel is watch my first video. If you like this one, I promise you'll like that one just as much. And with that, enjoy the level up, y'all.
Oh,